Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Look Who It Is. So, I think I said we were doing challenges today, aren't we? Pod challenges, of course, but, what do we got here? What do we got here? Set the difficulty to Harbinger of Doom, X or O? O. Now, I think I'm gonna title these videos. I know we have videos already titled after the challenges, but I think I'm going to title these videos after the challenges themselves. So I think we're going to try to be a little bit more informative today about, like, actually how to win the challenges. MLP is definitely last, so I guess we're just going to go left to right. We're on Harbinger of Doom, right? So, parole violation is, I believe it's just Mayhem is disabled, right? Yeah. Welcome to World of Horror. Important messages will appear here. So, yeah, we get minus Doom at the beginning, but Miku does not have her Mayhem abilities. So, what does that mean for us? Well, not really much. It does make the Monkey Wrench significantly worse, though. But still probably the correct choice. I also still don't have the monument, by the way. I've been a little lazy. So doing all these without the monument is going to be kind of insane. And it's going to make Mimi's little project incredibly difficult to do, so... We'll see what we got here. I don't know why I didn't use the library notes first. I have to forget these. I have to forget these. You're not gonna get memory extract in in a normal run. Oh, come on. Okay. If you are doing any of these World of Horror challenge runs, right? If you're doing any of them, and you get memory extract or, God forbid, Book of Gore, instant win button, okay? I'm not taking the instant win button. Next, it's gonna be, like, freaking Ghostly Spear or something, dude. That's gonna be crazy. Alright, Void. There we go. And we lost the notes in the process. I don't want a free win button. Book of Gore is unironically, like, literally, like, one of the best... It's the best spell in the game. It's basically you win any run ever the moment you see that you get Book of Gore, so... we're fine. So, what do we want to do right off the bat? Well, definitely get the money that I forgot to get skull emoji. And I guess we're just going to look on the TV screen real quick. I don't know if we're going to take Outdoorsman, but you never want to not do this. Because if you do take Outdoorsman, then, you know, encoding overloaded. No, it's not. Don't lie to me. Household Hell, Violent Vigil, Rancid Ramen, Coma, School Scissors. I mean, it's not that bad. It's pretty decent, Honestly, I'm on that Violent Vigil pack, honestly. I think, smoking that Violent Vigil pack, going there first, it's a little bit weird. Now, this is a little bit janky as hell. I think we can go down to 8, or we can go down to 8 stamina that quickly. I think that's fine. But it is going to make our strength abysmal for the rest of the mystery. It's not a great thing to get right off the bat. Clap, bow, bow, bow. So what are we going to try to do here? I mean, where do we want to take the run? Not here. That's for sure. Hole-ridden thing sucks. You definitely don't want to, fight hole-ridden thing this early. Especially with our stats. Now, is the meat cleaver something we're gonna be using forever? Absolutely not. Energy drink is interesting, but I don't think we're ever leveling up dexterity. I think that if you do want to dodge as Miku in this, you're gonna get a camera. Most likely, you're gonna want to buy a camera. I don't think that you want to level dexterity. Like, what dexterity weapon would you use on Harbinger of Doom, right? That's not, like, the rusty sickle or whatever, but you're not guaranteed to get that. That's a random chance. I think getting this second enemy is probably worth a random spell. I'm not gonna use one of the best spells in the game. I'm sorry. It's a challenge run. It's a challenge run. You can't just have one of the best spells in the game for free. You know what I mean? I don't remember if you take bonus to Sharp or not. Hawado and Miyako. They do take bonus to Sharp. That was a bit of a WoW wiki moment. I do apologize for that, but I mean, 70% chance. We can bump that up to a 80% chance, an 80-90% chance. Don't mind if I do. Now, you know, you can always just miss an 80. You can always just miss a 90% chance to hit. That's entirely possible, but we're not on Knight Errant, so I don't have to worry about any of the endings. Heart of Darkness sucks right off the bat. And also for this run, we're not looking at the Lighthouse either. If you want to try to guarantee as much of a win as possible, you definitely look at the Lighthouse so that you can plan out what stats you're raising. Because if you go to the Lighthouse and you see that, oh yeah, there's a dexterity check, and like, you know, that's one of the few, you know, it's like a dexterity check, a charisma check, and a light source check, then maybe you do. Maybe you do go a dexterity weapon, because the game's kind of like incentivizing you to do so, but for me, right here, right now, you absolutely know that this is what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna be ballin', you know? We're just gonna be ballin', and you do love to see it. Discharge Summary is very lucky. The school is a high threat level. I think that's probably worth it, just to... Because, I mean, we don't want to take bonus damage, you know? Our stats suck, so we're definitely gonna fail any stat checks that we come into contact with, or... I don't know why I say anything. Just the game instantly proves me wrong. We roll a 1. Oh, a 1 that got a +1, by the way. So it was a 2. Literally, if we rolled a 2, it would have failed because it got a +1. That shit's crazy. Probably just leave it on the school? Doomed Already is goated in this one. For real, because we're gonna fail so many skill checks. So you just kinda, you're just smooth sailing. High threat level mansion. This does kinda suck because, I mean, we want to go into School Scissors next, most likely. We have a decent amount of healing. But if we go into School Scissors and it's timeline A, then that means that we have to fight a boss, and we have a meat cleaver. The meat cleaver is not very good. So maybe we can move it over to the mansion and do, like, School Scissors next to last. We could do Ramen third? Just so that we can have, like, a safer mansion. That sounds like a good idea. I'm happy with that. We need to get Adrenaline, I think. If we're gonna keep using the meat cleaver, we probably want to get the, Adrenaline before we fight a boss. And I mean, sometimes you have a runner here. Now, one of the reasons why I like the meat cleaver so much is not because the meat cleaver is good, but the momentum that it gives you. Which is, you don't have to shop for a weapon. If you don't have to shop for a weapon, that's a massive advantage. That's, I mean, you can't really, you know, articulate. I gotta go Peace of Mind, I'll be real with you. Our stats are kinda... And I'm gonna get rid of Memory Extract. I don't want to use an instant win spell. Again, if you get Memory Extract or Book of Gore, if you get Memory Extract, you have, like, a 80% chance to win. If you get Book of Gore, you got, like, a 99% chance to win, a 98% chance to win. You get something like Ghostly Spear or, Mind Drain, if you use it correctly and properly, you've probably got like a 70% chance to win. Terrorize him is like Doom for a crowbar, and then this is like Stamina. So we gotta take the Stamina just because, like, you know, I don't really wanna spend 4%, 5% Doom for a crowbar. It's not a very good idea. We can take the -1 sanity, because you don't really want to roll the dice here. I mean, we could have rolled the dice here and then, like, just lost. We should have rolled the dice. Because it would have been, if we failed, it would have been for the knowledge one. Because if you touch the stone, that's minus stamina. We don't want that. If we did the examine the runes or whatever, then that would have been a dice roll for a benefit, or it would have had the same outcome. Because it would have been -2, but +1 sanity, because it would have been -2 sanity because of whatchamacallit. But time skip is a little unfortunate. We're in a lot of bad town statuses right off the bat, but we still have the ability to take a bath, so, you know, that's like one of my favorite modern luxuries, is being able to take a bath or a shower whenever I want to. That's a very nice luxury to have. So we want to do... Yeah, we could actually do School Scissors last, because it's the only boss fight that we have. But we can definitely do Ramen as well. I want to do School Scissors the moment we have Adrenaline. Like, the moment we get Adrenaline, the next mystery is School Scissors, and we're just trying to buy as much time as possible. We got a really easy mystery spread, I think. No Akamanto, no Flood, no... Although Flood is a little bit sketchy, because it's like it is a full heal, so it's a give and take. We got some pretty easy mysteries. I think I can be pretty happy with that. I don't think you can complain with the mysteries you got. In Modern WoW, having a no guaranteed boss fight is, like... Because we could be on Timeline B when we go to School Scissors, and that's not a boss fight, right? The fact that we do not have a mandatory boss mystery is, like, we have an overwhelming odds to win, just because we don't have to... There's a decent chance, like a coin flips chance, that we only have to fight one boss. And then if we succeed on the coin flip, then that is... We don't have to fight any boss, ever. So that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, this is just a minus Sanity Andy, so... We're gonna lose stamina, or we're gonna lose sanity, but if we lose sanity, it's not as bad, and if we succeed, we get EXP, which is really nice, so... I think, you gotta play... One of the best perks that you can get on, Parole Violation Miku is Doomed Already, because you can play around any event that is a dice roll for sanity, because if it's not as bad. It's not as bad as a punishment. So we want Adrenaline here. We get Adrenaline here. We get a point of Strength. Is 6 Strength Adrenaline worth it to go into School Scissors? And I think the answer is yes, but not for the reason that you might think. The reason is, so let's say that we are on Timeline A. I'm not going to look at the Friend's Diary yet, okay? Let's say that we are on Timeline A, and I'm just going to put the energy drink in the bag, bro. We're not going to need it. Because we're not going to get our dexterity up by 4 points. I would sell it, but there's no point because, you know, all that stuff. If we are on, like, the enemy's health and damage scales after, like, Mystery 3. So I think, don't quote me on this because I don't actually remember what the scaling is, but it's like Mystery 3, the enemies get more health. Mystery 4, the enemies get more health and damage. And then Mystery 5, the enemies get even more health. We want to fail this because we're never casting a spell. So 20 EXP for Cursed Signs is a goated trade. So now I'll look at the Friend's Diary. So it is a boss fight. We're going to do this the proper way. Although, if you had a way to cheese out this boss, doing the ritual wrong for the Cursed Scissors might be the play. But I believe, and again, I'm just playing on freaking vibes, dude. You know, if this is the first Webweaver video you've watched, most of them aren't like this, because I'm just an insane rambling yapper. But, I'm trying to be a little bit more organized in this one. I've been playing this game for so long, basically since launch, almost daily. There are over 1,000 episodes of this series. Well, this is the 1.0 series, so there's only, like, you know, 340 whatever episodes, right? But the early access series, that shit got into the... Did that get into the 1200s or the 1300s? I can check, but it's just sort of like, you know, a little bit of a delay. But it's, I'm thinking about it, right? So it's like, we're looking... It's almost 1200. So... We're going very quickly to 1,500 WoW videos, okay? At some point, the vibes are just gonna take over, and I'm playing off of pure instinct, okay? But I'm pretty sure if you do the ritual correctly, she's an easier enemy to fight. So that's what we're doing here. Now, 75% chance, not great. And unfortunately, we're kind of in this GBJ, shoutouts to Simple Flips, until we can land a hit. Which isn't good. It's not great. It's not grand. But it closes out the fight pretty decently. Now, we are a little scared of how much damage that was doing. And I mean, you just gotta enter, because there's no real point to resist. This is beautiful, actually. We can normalize our health against an enemy that does all damage. It's pretty good. Can't complain about that at all. Gotta be pretty happy with that. Yeah, 24 HP, 5 damage. It's pretty bad, but, like, I think it'll be fine. Definitely gonna throw the wooden bat. That's why we grabbed it earlier. 79% chance to hit, or we can just go for the, I mean, here's the thing. Does landing a 7 damage hit actually do anything? Maybe. I don't care about the... Actually, yes, landing a... That's pretty important, yeah. It's pretty important. Yeah, it's pretty important. It's a good way to just close the fight out. Scissor Woman was getting freaky with it. She had her... that was crazy. I looked at the art and I'm like, does Scissor Woman normally have her tongue sticking out like that? That's crazy. World of Horror? More like World of Freaky, huh? We getting that dating sim anytime soon? So, Final Mystery and it's Coma. So, Coma, you know, it's got the, whatchamacallit. Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody did make a World of Horror dating sim, and I said I would play it, and then I never did, because I was really easily distractible, and I forgot about it. Sorry about that. Somebody did make a World of Horror dating sim. I do remember that. I need to lock it in, dude. I get way too distracted about things. But speaking about further getting distracted, right? Coma is mandatory damage because you never want to fight the boss. Like, fighting the boss is just kind of dumb. I'm actually going to take Outdoorsman. Not because we're ever going to step foot in, Tiny Cuts was insane, by the way. I was willing to take an injury for +1 sanity because we have the money to get rid of any injury, but we literally never have to even address this. Like, it's totally cool. I'm gonna be real with you. 52% Doom. You're 26 HP. You do 5 stamina damage. Get away from me. Oh, the hospital is the doomed location. Okay, okay. But the reason why we're taking Outdoorsman is there is a threshold check. It works very weirdly for, like, no reason, but the elevator. It is a dexterity threshold. And I mean, I'll rest here. We apparently have fetid fumes, and I never noticed. Yeah, that's fetid fumes, alright. We can lean on Doom a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. But basically, there's a luck threshold that you can succeed on ill-fated in the hospital that is based on your luck stat. And it's not even, I don't even think it's a dice roll. I have no idea how it works, okay? It's very sus. That's insane. We succeeded that, which normally does -1 sanity and gives you a spell. But because we have Doomed already, it's just a free spell. That's kind of nuts. So we're guaranteed to take sanity damage here. And, I mean, we're done here, so just give me the EXP. Like, we're gonna take 3 damage no matter what. We're never coming back. So, this is gonna be a little bit difficult. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but we have the Doom to hopefully make this work. So let's look at our spells. I don't really think... Okay. Let's look at the Lighthouse first. So, -3, -6... -9 because we couldn't get to 8 strength. And then we've got -9, -2 because it's the charisma one. But that'll be completely irrelevant because obviously in order to heal up to the point where we won't die here, you know, we'll have 80 more billion sanity, so our sanity value is completely irrelevant. And then we have to do second mystery and we have to do Toshiaki. So, Toshiaki? The hell is wrong with me? Takahashi. Okay, so long pig steak has to happen, even though we get -1 charisma. You get, because I don't think there's any way that we're randomly gonna get -1 charisma. Like, I think we're completely fine. So we just have to, I mean, we just have to rest, really. And we just have to make sure that we're not gonna die. We don't have Innsmouth's look, so I could have stopped at 10 stamina, but I wanted to do it big for the fans, you know? So we're gonna take -3 more stamina, and we're gonna take a little bit of sanity damage, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, being able to just get a weapon at the start of the game for free, it majorly saves you so much doom, so much time. But yeah, I think it's pretty clean, pretty shrimple as that. And I mean, we can do something funny like this. And can I do the handcuff tech? We handcuffed him after we killed him. That's crazy. Second mystery was like household hell or something, right? Yeah. Look at that. Pretty clean victory. New achievement unlocked. So, I mean, we're just gonna keep going. I think this is the first time we've done the challenges without the monument. So, that's the selling point of what we're doing right now. Thank you for watching. Hope you're all staying safe out there. Some general advice for this challenge, I guess, is, I mean, if you get, again, if you get Book of Gore, Memory Extract, Ghostly Spear, or Mind Drain, your chances of winning go up drastically. But, you know, just using that -10 Doom that you get so that you can run away from some more problematic fights. Taking advantage of the mysteries that you get. So, like, if you get Akamanto, you get -10 Doom from killing the human form. If you get Freaky Flood, you can play around the fact that you're going to get a full heal. It's on World of Horror backstory, so you never have to worry about Knight Errant or anything like that. So, you know, just realize that there are some fights that you don't want to do, and otherwise, like, if you have bosses, I would probably recommend the Monkey Wrench, even though you, like, if you did another strength weapon, you could get to 8 strength. Like, even in that run, we didn't get to 8 strength, right? So, I would probably say the Monkey Wrench is just probably the best, and then you play around. But the problem with that, though, is that if you buy a weapon or buy, like, gear, you're gonna get so much Doom that you're not gonna be able to spam rest, right? So, it's a little tricky. Some sort of healing is good. Doomed Already is, like, an amazing perk. If you had a choice between Doomed Already and Adrenaline at the very beginning, I would take Adrenaline, because your combat's not gonna get better. So you're gonna definitely need that. I would say, like, you gotta use a strength weapon, though, just because strength weapons are, like, the usable weapons, but you could probably use an HDF if you want a power level knowledge, but it's a little bit harder because your knowledge starts out really bad. I would say for Parole Violation, get a strength weapon. Meat Cleaver only works because we didn't have a lot of boss fights. If you have a lot of boss fights, Meat Cleaver is probably not going to do what you want it to do. Because you could see at the end of the game there, the enemies were hitting pretty hard. But, you know, there's some synergies that you could get if you got School Scissors and the arm mystery, the one with the guy with the really long arms in the ventilation shaft in the vents, the Among Us sus guy. You could do ending A of that to get the key, and then when you go to School Scissors, you could get the gun, and maybe the gun could help you kill a boss, or help you cheese a boss, I should say. I don't know, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about it, but I would definitely just say, like, strength weapon, Doomed Already, Adrenaline. And you have to get a run where you just get those things, and you don't have to, like, if you brute force them by, like, re-rolling for Doom or shopping, you're gonna get screwed a little bit. So, you know, Monkey Wrench, Carpenter Hammer, never use Crowbar, never use Shovel, never use Wooden Bat, Baseball Bat, Carpenter Hammer, Monkey Wrench, Meat Cleaver kind of could work. But, yeah, you just want to use a usable strength weapon, and then just, like, put every single level up point into strength, and you'll probably be okay. One of the more, like, it's one of the easier ones for sure, but you need to be able to play around Doomed Already, where you're, like, constantly trading sanity for, like, trading, like, 2 sanity for 1 sanity, and you can take riskier plays with that, because it's like, okay, if I lose this dice roll, which I probably will, I get a minor amount of healing, which is, like, fine. It's, like, fine enough. And in some cases, it can even be beneficial. So it mitigates a lot of the damage that you take throughout the run. Doomed already, first level up, Anointed, you know, and then you get a strength weapon without having to reroll the shop, Anointed. But don't spam rerolls on level up. And don't go shopping a lot, because you'll run out the clock on the Doom. That -10 Doom that you start the game with, you can be a little sketchy with it, because you can, you know, maybe you use that -10 Doom to run away from a hole-ridden thing, or maybe you use that -10 Doom to buy, like, an item or something, or reroll the shop, or reroll your perks once, but don't go crazy with it, okay? Do one of those things, not all of them. Stay safe out there, have a good one, bye.